Justification by faith. The act of God whereby he declares the believing sinner righteous in Jesus Christ. The letter to the Galatians was written by the Apostle Paul, and it was written in response to false teachers who were infiltrating his churches. They came into his churches preaching the message that Jesus Christ's death on the cross was not enough for them to be justified before God. And so they preached that these folks, these Gentiles, needed to accumulate a bunch of works in order to be made right with God, and that simply faith in Jesus was not enough. And so Paul explains justification by faith. Justification is an act, not a process. No Christian is more justified than another Christian. This is a one-time act, and this one-time act brings us into peace with God. It's instantaneous and it's immediate. It's the transaction between the believing sinner and God, where the believing sinner is given Jesus Christ's righteousness. If this were about works or something we could do, then this would have to be a gradual process. Justification is an act of God, not the result of man's character or works. Again, a sinner, by doing good works, does not justify himself, but instead, in God's grace and his mercy, he has taken our sin and transferred it to Jesus. It is in justification that God declares the believing sinner righteous. Before a sinner is declared righteous because of Jesus, he stands guilty before God. But the moment he trusts Christ, he is declared not guilty. Once this happens, and a not guilty verdict is given, it can never be overturned again. Justification is more than a spiritual pardon. You see, in the case of a criminal being pardoned, he still has a record. But when a sinner is justified, the record is expunged, and his past sins are remembered against him no more. But God can only justify sinners, not good people. God justifies the ungodly. The reason many people are not justified is they are unwilling to admit that they are sinners. To bring this full circle, when Peter separated himself from the Gentiles and chose not to eat with them, he in a sense was saying, we Gentiles are better than you Jews. But in reality, Jews and Gentiles were the same. Both sinners before God and in need of justification by faith in Jesus Christ. Now that's justification by faith.